Many prominent Nigerians and regional groups have advocated a political solution as the best option to resolve the federal government's issues with the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndigbo, Ala Igbo Development Foundation, ADF, among other top Igbo leaders, have faulted the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, on his position that no political solution is on the table for detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. They opined that a political solution would go a long way in bringing peace to Nigeria. They reminded Malami that the problem that threw up Kanu is not only about Igbo, but affects other parts of Nigeria. An acceptable political solution would also calm the nerves in other parts of the country. Well, this is my personal opinion. The Nnamdi Kanu case is looking more like a personal vendetta. Does Buhari want revenge for something that Kanu did, or he just wants a scapegoat in the age-old rift between the Igbo and the Hausas? Because Nigeria has so many groups and armed bandits seeking one thing or the other. If the Nigerian government has put in 1/3 of the zeal they put into Nnamdi Kanu's case into insecurity in the north, Nigeria would be rid of the terrorist threats from Boko Haram, armed bandits, etc. He who comes into equity must come with clean hands. This Mazim bars relief for anyone guilty of improper conduct in the matter at hand. It operates to prevent any affirmative recovery for the person with unclean hands, no matter how unfairly the person's adversary has treated him or her. The Mazim is the basis of the clean hands doctrine. Its purpose is to protect the integrity of the court. But this administration has thrown all form of decency or integrity to the dogs. Without honoring the previous judgment by a federal appeal court, the federal government moves to rearraign Nnamdi Kanu with 7-count amended charge. The news. Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Naija News series. Kindly subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, and leave your comments. The federal government has filed an amended 7-count terrorism charge against the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Investigation revealed that the amended charge marked FHC/ABJ/CRO/383/2015, which was entered before the Federal High Court in Abuja, contained all allegations against the IPOB leader that were earlier sustained by the trial court. Federal government specifically alleged that Kanu, who is currently in custody of the Department of State Service (DSS), had, as a member of an unlawful group, in a broadcast that was received and aired across Nigeria, issued a deadly threat that anyone who flouted his sit-at-home order in the southeastern part of the country should write his or her own will. It told the court that as a result of the threat, banks, schools, markets, shopping malls, fuel stations domiciled in the eastern state of Nigeria have continued to shut down their businesses, with citizens and vehicular movement grounded. Federal government further alleged that the IPOB leader had, on diverse dates between 2018 and 2021, made broadcasts that were received and heard in Nigeria, inciting members of the public to hunt and kill Nigeria security personnel and their family members, thereby committing an offense punishable under Section 1, 2, age of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013. More so, it alleged that Kanu directed members of IPOB to manufacture bombs, adding that the defendants had, between the months of March and April 2015, imported into Nigeria and kept in Ubu Liziozu in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, a radio transmitter known as Tram 50L concealed in a container of used household item, which you declared as used household items, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 47(2)(a) of Criminal Code Act, Cap. C-45, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Kanu had previously pleaded not guilty to the charge. Already, Trial Justice Binta Yanko has slated next Monday for both Kanu team of lawyers led by Chief Mike Ozekome San and the prosecution counsel to address the court on the way forward in the matter. The parties are to argue on whether the federal government could proceed to rearraign the IPOB leader on the amended charge, despite the October 13 judgment of the Court of Appeal that discharged him of all allegations, as well as appeals on the subject matter that are still pending before the Supreme Court. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has dismissed the amended 7-count terrorism charge the federal government preferred against him, describing it as baseless and ill-advised. Kanu, who is currently in custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, through his team of lawyers, maintained that the amended charge was the same that was recently struck out by the Court of Appeal. He alleged that the federal government surreptitiously and clandestinely amended the charge hours after the October 13 judgment of the Court of Appeal that discharged him of all the allegations and ordered his release from detention. While confirming our report, Kanu, in a press statement that was signed by a senior member of his defense team, Mr. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, decried that federal government had yet to serve him with a copy of the 7-count amended charge. From all indication, the new alleged charge has the same charge number as the one already pronounced upon and struck out by the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division. They said intermediate court completely discharged Oyendu Maxim Nnamdi Kanu and further prohibited his being tried or prosecuted in any court of law in Nigeria. The said judgment of the Court of Appeal is extant and still subsists till date and has not been set aside by any superior court. Oyendu Maxim Nnamdi Kanu formidable team, ably by the oracle of the law, Chief Ozekome San, has already promptly appealed to the Supreme Court against the Court of Appeal's ruling, staying execution of its own judgment, which had set Kanu free. The appeal in respect thereto has been duly entered in appeal number XC/CR/1394/2022 at the Supreme Court and is now awaiting a date for hearing. It is also worthy to note that this judgment of the Court of Appeal still stands till date, as same has not been set aside by the Supreme Court. It is imperative to state, therefore, that on the strength of this judgment, no charge of whatever nature and under any guise can ever be presented or stand against Oyendu Maxim Nnamdi Kanu before any court of law in Nigeria. Well, guys, the back and forth of the federal government with Nnamdi Kanu is still going on. We are patiently watching to see the outcome. Well, guys, that's the news for now. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Always hit that notification button so that you get updates from us as it is out. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.